Welcome to Fan Talk Friday, everybody. Shield Squad, what up? Got a good panel today. Got a good show. Let's get to it.
It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just wanna be that hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders. Give me a stack, I'ma turn it to some racks. LA didn't wanna give us a home, but LV got us on the map. That be a fact, I've let it all on silver and black. Hard Carson and Mad Max got me Emmett. I've been down since the 90s. You don't want the black hole, homie, don't try me. Raiders roll deep, some say that we grind me, but we bring the revenue every time we grindin'. Third and some and Wallace gone. Renfro caught it and now he's spinning. Mariota on third, he's sprinting. R.I.P. Madden, Al Davis, and all of the Raiders fans that we lost since the beginning. It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just wanna be the hater.
Nation, what's going on, everybody, man? Welcome to Fan Talk Friday. Welcome to Protect the Shield podcast. I'm your boy, Chris. Man, you guys could be anywhere else, man. I appreciate you guys being here with me. And as you guys know, this is where my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic. Man, shout out to the Shield Squad, everybody that's in the building, man. I appreciate you guys trying out a new time, man. Want to see how it works, man. But I got my boy Leo in the building, man. Raiders, TRS, Cheeto Linus in the house. Appreciate it, boss. My boy Randy in the building, man. What's going on, Randy? Larry Fleming in the building. How you doing, sir? Got Sun Goddess. What's up, Tony? How you doing? Queen, OJ Raider in the building. How you doing, boss? Let's see. Got War, man. How you doing? War Productions in the building, man. Appreciate you stopping through. Let's see. Who else we got, man? Got Brother Raider in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Got Real Talk Raider Nation, man. I appreciate you stopping through, man. Salute to you. So salute to all you guys, man. But we got a lot to talk about, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. But to be honest, man, before I even get into anything, man, I want to just a quick moment of silence, man, for, we lost one of our own, man. So shout out to Carl Weathers, man. A lot of us know him as, Apollo and many other movies, man. So he's definitely a legend, man. So definitely wanted to make sure we take a second just to shout out him and his family, man. He's a Raider through and through. But he also got a quick video of him lighting the torch,
in honor of and in tribute to Al Davis, who declared that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl Weathers.
Straight legend right there. Straight legend, man. Action Jackson. Let's see. They talking about Action Jackson. That's for sure, Rick. Shout out to you, man. Thrash was going on. Randy, like you said, rest in peace, Carl Weathers, for real. Man, but let me get my panel. You guys know I always got a good panel, man. Got my boy Turf in the building. My boy Turf, what's happening, boy?
Thank you, Protect the Shield podcast.
For sure. How you doing? You all right?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing exciting, man. I'm happy to be here. I can't wait to talk this talk. And,
we're gonna talk this talk.
We got a lot going on, man.
We do. And I got my other boy in the building, man. A guy that I really respect, man. One of the first YouTubers that I really started watching and love his passion. And like I was saying when we were backstage, I think I may have found somebody that likes Hue Jackson at least as much as me, man. So. Man, got my boy Hardcore Raider in the building. What's up, boss?
Hey guys, cheers, man. Let's go.
Cheers, man. Cheers, man. How's it going, man? So Hardcore, man. So I know you're new to being on this show, man. But like, kind of tell everybody, where they can find you and what all you do, because you do a lot of Raider stuff, but you do like card collecting, all that stuff. But tell everybody kind of where they can find you and what all you do, man, and actually how long you've been doing this.
Yeah, salute everybody. I'm Hardcore Raider. I have a YouTube channel. It's Hardcore Raider. Been doing that since like 2018. We used to have a lot of guests on there back in the day, and then the virus happened, kind of took a little step back. But anyways, so and then the card thing kind of started that, I don't know, a little while ago. I haven't had a chance to do a video lately, just with work and whatnot. But the card thing is just it's called hardcore card collecting, but it's kind of where I open up Raider cards, and then I do a lot of giveaways and stuff on there for Raider fans. So, I'll give away extra Raider cards and stuff to other members of the Raider Nation. That channel, the card channel, is like for all teams, but
yeah,
mainly focused on obviously Raiders. But I do try to give stuff away on there and stuff. So.
You sent me a couple packages, man. I think I got a Hue Jackson, got a couple good ones from you, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Try to hook people up, man. It was like, I don't know, I just I'm getting older, man, and like 40, and I'm like, man, all my cards disappeared through the years. So I was like, and I'm gonna as I'm getting older, I just you kind of reminisce on the past time. So the card thing is just something kind of made me feel a little bit younger or old, but it's just cool to kind of check out or whatever. I don't know if they'll ever be worth anything, and I don't do it to like.
Nah, it's all good. Sometimes it's fun, just collecting them, man. That's what it's about. Man, got shout out to a Shield Squad member, a member of the channel, Ana Diaz. How you doing? Salute to you, man. Appreciate you for being a member of the show. So thank you so much. But guys, man, so we got a lot to talk about, man. At the end of the day, we a lot of us been waiting on this. What's going to happen with the offensive coordinator? That's been, honestly, I think as soon as AP got hired, we all knew like that offensive coordinator is going to be somebody that's going to really have to be a home run. I know a lot of us kind of had our different thoughts on that. And I was just kind of telling Turf, backstage, me personally, I'm still kind of torn, man. Like I'm kind of excited, but then I'm kind of not. But hardcore, kind of tell me where are you with the whole Kliff Kingsbury?
Well, I'm sure we're going to talk about Hue Jackson. Maybe that's a separate topic or whatever. But I'm okay. Like it wasn't like I was pounding the drum for Kliff Kingsbury. But like I didn't hate it. There's probably
kind of where I'm at.
Like 9 or 10 other choices that I probably wouldn't have been happy with. I like going a little more younger, and some guys that might have a little more initiative for kind of the more modern game as far as quarterbacks with mobility and whatnot, which we might talk about later. But I guess when I look at it like that, I think Kliff kind of fits the more modern NFL more than maybe an old school coach. You know what I mean? So when I think about it like that, I know there's some knocks like him and Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, but I'm not a fan of Kyler Murray. I'm probably one of the few Raider fans that didn't want him in the draft. I know a lot of Raider fans back in that draft wanted him. And so, it's same with like Hue Jackson, man. Him and Baker Mayfield, some of these guys come out of college and they're just not mature enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, and I think that, so if we look at his body of work and we're basing off of Kyler Murray, I don't think that's a fair diagnosis. You know what I mean? So,
for sure.
I'm kind of secretly excited, but yeah.
For sure. Hey, what's up, Stu? Stu shouted you out hardcore. He said, long time no talk.
Yeah, what up, Big Stu in the house? Stu dog.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Stu? It's my dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, no, I agree, man. And actually, Turf, go ahead and kind of tell me how you feel. I know you might be like on the opposite end. I think you're a little bit more excited, but I know we kind of So tell me what your thoughts, man.
I am. Because he is more along the younger side. I think that he fits perfectly into this coaching staff based on his characteristics, right? We have the serious coaches, right? We have the, mature coaches. I think he's going to fit in, and you want a little bit more of that immaturity on the offensive side. You know what I'm saying? So I think as we start to really think about it and analyze it and dive into it a little bit more, you're going to realize that this was probably literally the best pick we could have had. I honestly believe that. He's already, filling his squad out, right? He's got the running back coach. forget where he came from. They just
from UCLA.
Yes, exactly.
What's the name? Foster. I
There you
think.
go.
Well, no, was that it?
It is Foster. Foster.
Yeah.
It's his last name. But long story short,
Yeah.
it's all coming together, man. And I think we're gonna realize that that's exactly what we needed. Our offense has been atrocious. It hasn't been fun, and it makes no sense with the weapons we have. And I think when he implements what he needs to and becomes buddy with that squad and they produce, that's exactly what they're going to need.
No, I agree. I think for me personally, again, like I said, I'm a little torn with it because from a schematic standpoint, like one thing I like about him, I mean, he's always going to be innovative, and from everything I've read, he's adaptive. Like he's going to adapt to what's going on. He'll make changes on the fly, and he's not scared to seeing what someone else is doing that's working in the NFL. Like he might see something that what's his name, Sean McVay's doing, or something that Shanahan's doing, and put his own little twist. Like I respect stuff like that because even though I did want Josh McDaniels to succeed, but it's like a coach like that, he's only gonna go his way. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else. So the fact that I think Kliff seems to be real adaptive, I think that's gonna go a long way because you got to play chess when you're going against Andy Reid twice and Sean Payton and now Harbaugh. You got to be able to play chess with these guys, and you got to be able to move on the fly. You got to be fluid with your schemes and stuff. And I'm thinking that he can do that.
Right.
And like you said, I think I don't know. The only thing I'm afraid of, and I know there's been some discussions about like the run game, like I just don't want to be to the point where we fully abandon the run game. I know AZ, when he was at the Cardinals, they did some running, but most of that was with Kyler. But I still kind of miss, and I'm going to miss that bully ball, because that's who we are,
Right.
So
well, I will say this, right, because he is yet another person with a system, and if you know about Turf doesn't care for too much of that. I'm coming in with my system and we're going
my way
on my system. No, you come in with a system in mind because you understand you're stepping into a situation where the team was already built. I'm not saying abandon what you want to do for the future moving forward, but we're winning today. We're not looking to win in 2-3 years, so we need that to be put together immediately, effectively. And I'm assuming Kliff Kingsbury can read the room and understand the fact that he needs to do something that's going to work and not try to implement his system, right? And we're just going to have to deal with the growing pains. No, sir. No.
Yeah.
There's no growing pains here. You're going to make something work. That's what I want to see. If he doesn't do that, then you're absolutely right. I'll be with the pitchfork on the other side too.
Right.
What's interesting, I didn't know this about Kliff Kingsbury, that he was part of Patrick Mahomes in Texas. Did you guys know that?
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, that's kind of like
Texas.
that's a big thing for him. The whole Baker thing. I think he was with Johnny Manziel for a while. I mean, so the thing is, he's been able to develop young quarterbacks. I mean, that's proven. So, and with the whole
Mahomes that can run,
and
the ones that can run for hardcore Raider. I know he wants something mobile, so
for sure. Yeah, so he's. I just don't know, man. I want it to work, and I got faith in him, and I'm going to I'm still excited because at the end of the day, one thing about him, we're going to have an explosive offense because I love the theory of the system, because spreading that defense out, making those guys win their one-on-one matchups. I mean, you know how it is being imagine being a corner having to check Devontae, and Devontae's moving all over, like they're scheming him and he's going in motion and doing all this creative stuff. I mean that could be a nightmare, man, dealing with that. And a lot of times, dealing with Devontae, you got to be careful how you guard him because you can't really man up against him, and then you got to be careful on the zones you put on him because he kills zones too. So it's almost like all that bracket coverage that he usually gets, you got to be careful doing it now because you do some brackets and you got Trey Tucker running a seam right up the middle, touchdown, So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we have the with our current roster? I mean, how do you feel our current roster matches up to his scheme?
I guess I can go first if you want. Where I'm at on it, man, is like, I think we need another wide receiver. You know, I hope we don't get rid of Devontae Adams, but you know, he's getting up there in age. I think like maybe not the second round, but third, fourth, fifth round, we need another guy. You know, and like one of the guys I'm looking at, he's from Texas A&M. His name is Aeneas Smith, and this is one of the reasons why I was pretty frustrated last year's draft with Trey Tucker, because I felt like Aeneas Smith would be the guy, but he had got hurt and then kind of didn't have quite the year that he would have had he not got hurt the year prior. But this is a guy that's like, you know, I'm going to call him like a yak super stud, because he catches the ball and he has some of the he's a shorter guy, like 5'10" or something.
Yeah.
But he's super fast, and he's like, his legs are so strong. Guys will go to tackle him and he'll like juke, and the guys just like slide off him. It's like some of the craziest stuff I've seen like in college, you know.
Wait, is he in the Senior Bowl?
He is in the Senior Bowl. That was the other thing I was going to say. So keep an eye out for him. He's number 0.
I think I saw him.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, you know, and maybe I'm wrong, but that's a later round pick. So that's the first thing is like, you know, with Kliff Kingsbury, like I've been calling it the 3-headed monster, which is like offensive coordinator, your scheme, and then your quarterback, right? Well, obviously we have the offensive coordinator portion worked out right now. So now we got to figure out the scheme and then the quarterback. But so, you know, I think we need another speedster besides Trey Tucker. And I like Trey Tucker. It's not that I don't like him, but he did have some questionable hands at times, you know, or not getting
that bobble.
Yeah. And you see that a lot with a lot of speedy wide receivers where their hands may not always be the best, you know? So it's always, I think, like a toss up to find a speedy guy. Speed kills, right? Like we all know, you know, Cliff Branch style, but that has good hands. So I would like to see the Raiders. I'm not saying in the first or second round get a wide receiver, but at least add to that arsenal, because I do think we're going to need another speed burner for some deep routes. So if we do that, right? I know I'm long-winded on kind of answer your question.
No, you're good.
Do that and add a wide receiver to the game, I think we'll be good. And then the run game, I mean, we're probably going to go a lot.
Hold up, before you go to run game, what do you think about Renfro?
I think he's out. I mean, you know, here's the deal, dude. I, like where I'm at with Renfro, I love him. I loved him as the Raiders and third and Renfro. Yeah. But, you know, and there's a sound bite that I've clipped on my channel. Sometimes I'll play, but Renfro straight up said that like he doesn't like working out a lot in the off season, and he's not going to run routes like, you know, in the off season a whole bunch because he wants to be mentally ready. But let's be real, man. This guy's been in the NFL 3-4 years. You know, if you look at like Julian Amendola, and then like
Edelman,
yeah, those guys got stacked. Like they weren't like super built at first, but they worked their ass off for a little guy. Like, you know, they were stacked. Renfro, I just feel like he hasn't put in enough time in the offseason to get stacked enough for his size. And so I feel like I don't want to like.
Did he look a little pudgy to you guys coming into this year?
Yeah,
I don't know if it was just me. Maybe his face was round like mine, but I just felt like he was a little bit more pudgy than I remember him.
I feel like he's just.
But he's making what, $13 million? We're gonna have to pay him or something like that. So what we've paid him and what he's gonna be making versus like, you know, what I feel is maybe a lackluster effort. Like he was even questioning if he was gonna, you know, if he was an NFL ready player. I think he can still play in the NFL. I just don't think he's worth the price tag, and I don't think he's put in enough work to be the guy. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm looking to the draft. But yeah, I'm, you know, I wish him the best. He'll probably go to the Saints or something like that. But
yeah, for sure.
And maybe he'll do really good. But he should have stepped his game up in the last 2 years, and I don't think he has. Not enough, you know. But
yeah,
he reminds me of somebody that really doesn't want to play the game, but understands it's what he's best at.
You think that? No?
He makes money. I mean, I think that because he allowed the coaching staff to put him in that position.
Oh, to take his yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cause you could tell that fire wasn't lit anymore.
It was gone. It was completely gone. And we've seen that every day of the week, twice on Sundays. It's college players. We all know.
Yeah.
Every day you see it slowly.
Yeah.
Get that money. You take a step back. Hey, he said when he got the contract, he said, I don't care if I get another contract in the NFL ever.
Because he
Like,
knows.
like I don't want to hear that.
He already checked out.
Yeah, I don't want to like I want to hear what Max is talking about. Max is like, I want my next contract to reset the market.
Yeah.
You know, that's scary to think about, like resetting the market. But still, at least you know he's gonna give it his all. He's gonna work his ass off and he's gonna try to go earn that. So
money well spent. Money well spent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll be right back, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. But yeah, Turf. So, you know, I think just you know, if we just talk about kind of, you know, I was gonna kind of talk about what Hardcore was talking about, but I think I disagree with him on the whole Trey Tucker thing. Like, to me personally, I think Trey's gonna be a beast.
Right.
You know, he did have some suspect hands at times. I mean, it wasn't even like it was suspect. It was just like he never catched it clean the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Those jitters.
Yeah, it's like that little juggler.
I have to be honest, and they've been there since day one, and that is scary because you just don't know if it's gonna go away. If it this may be his thing. This may be.
Yeah, but you know what though? I think the thing that I like about him is just everything you hear about him, like as far as like work ethic. Like you could tell he's going to be the guy that's going to be in front of that jugs machine, you know, taking 500 pause, but taking all them balls, catching all them balls. That was wild. I just, but no, I mean, you know, but in front of the jugs machine, you know, catching all those, man. So, you know, if for Devontae to say that's his, you know, favorite rookie he's ever had, so, you know, that's kind of where I'm at with the whole Trey Tucker.
Yeah, I love the kid. I mean, I just hope that he can get this Bible thing under control because again, it's absolutely blatantly seen from day one.
Yeah,
and it's a little concerning. It's a lot concerning. He doesn't have to clean it all. Like,
yeah, but he didn't really have no true drops though, did he? It was just more like bobbles.
Not at all. Yeah, right. But you got to understand eventually
it's just like a drop.
And people are going to catch up to him. Meaning, right? They're going to learn and anticipate. Right? All the good cornerbacks are eventually going to time him to where that bobble will be an incompletion. He got away with it this year because nobody knows him like that. But when they start playing against him accordingly, and then they know he bobbles the ball. You can actually bait guys into throwing that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how Jack Jones baited Mahomes. And that throw. It's no different than the opposite.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And also, so just kind of going back to the offense again. What do you guys think about Michael Mayer in this system? That worries me a little bit.
Really?
I mean, a little bit, man. I mean, because I just I mean, he's
a tight end in that system.
Yeah, and it's like, and he's not a real true receiving tight end. But he could still. But the thing is, he could still route people. I mean, he could still do enough. You know, he could still do enough. I just don't know. And again, I'd have to go back and just kind of study some of those Arizona games. I know that they had Ertz, but Ertz is a whole different type of tight end. So I just don't know. What's your thoughts?
I believe he's exactly what he's been deemed to be, which is a baby Gronk. He's not Kelsey, right? Because that's the funny thing to me. Kelsey it's like, when is everybody going to catch on? This dude is not a freaking tight end, man. He's a wide receiver. Stop covering him with cornerback. With safeties and freaking linebackers. You're going to lose every time. He's a wide receiver. And it's the opposite for Mayer, right? And that's the thing with Gronk. He was more of a blocking tight end that could find a way to get open. And Mayer's starting to get that knack for at least getting himself open. So,
and he was open he was open last year, sometimes we just missed him. Or we just refuse to use him, really.
Boom.
I don't know. If you think about scheme, this is why you switch coaches all the time, and the scheme. That's why I said the three-headed monster, right? The coach, the scheme, the quarterback, because they all got to mesh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're like, square peg, round hole. And I like to joke around, like, you can fit a round hole in a square peg, but you can't fit a square peg in a round hole, right? Like,
That's a fact.
yeah, you know what I mean?
It's a fact.
Remember being a kid hitting those? But anyways, so like, look at Michael Mayer, and you're like, look, he is more of a blocking tight end, but he can catch the ball. But
You can.
I guess if we're not gonna do the I formation, which we did do a lot less I formation this year, meaning we don't need a fullback. So if we're gonna run like a heavier, like with a tight end set or something like that, we might need an extra blocker. So having a blocking tight end, like more of a blocking type tight end, as opposed to a pass catching tight end like Darren Waller, I think is a good thing. Cause I felt like one of the weaknesses of the Raiders, even though I liked Darren Waller, is when Darren Waller was in, it was almost always
he couldn't run. Yeah, because he couldn't block.
Yeah, and then when what's his name was in, it was almost always a run play.
Foster Moreau.
Yeah, Foster Moreau. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
So like it was just kind of predictable. Foster Moreau in, you're like, oh, it's almost a guaranteed run kind of thing. Because Waller is a great, wide receiver catching tight end, but not the best at blocking. So I mean that you know what, you kind of brought up a good point. I mean, are we going to need to go look for a more of a pass catching tight end as well, so we have a rotation,
Right.
kind of deal. So that's something that could be in the works that we maybe have to be looking out for. That honestly, I wasn't even thinking about that till you brought it up. So that is a good point.
Yeah,
we still have Hooper. I don't think Hooper's bad, man. I think
he's not really
matter exactly, and he is. Well, he's more of a blocking type.
What about the other? I kind of like the other guy. What's his name? Fotheringham or something?
Oh, yeah, he's new.
Yeah, he was all right, man. He had a couple games.
When Mayer had the issue. That's towards the end of the
season. But I got to bring up my boy Leo's comment, because you already know he loves some Michael Mayer. He said Mayer can catch, y'all. He's not just a blocker. They didn't use him enough. Which I mean, I don't know. In Notre Dame, Mayer used to get kind of busy, man. Yeah, he used to get kind of busy. So
he's just not fast. I guess that's the thing we should highlight. Is he is. I think he's a great tight end. You'd have to scheme plays to where you're not trying to get a speedster tight end, but I feel like at least you can scheme for that if you have a Trey Tucker that's able to go over the middle, or whether it's stretch the field. Like
Jacoby Myers ain't no punk either.
Oh, Jacoby's nice.
I know, but I'm saying like a 1-2-3 punch. You know what I mean? Like he's number 3. So is number 3 supposed to be the tight end, or is number 3 supposed to be like the third wide receiver? So like you take out the fullback, then you should be able to add a wide receiver in the mix. And so whether it's Trey Tucker, like the guy I want, which is Aeneas Smith, I think that guy, like, call me crazy, I think he's going to fall to probably the 3rd round. I don't think he falls past the 3rd round, but I think this guy's the next Tyreek Hill. That's I'm telling you, dude, he's fast. Look at highlights of Aeneas Smith. It's AINIAS Smith. That dude, his legs, dude, he'll juke somebody and the guys fly off his legs. Like they can't tackle him. I'm not saying he's going to be as fast as Trey Tucker, like over the middle, but he is pretty fast, and he's going to come on the scene. But that's why I called him a yak guy, because you don't like. I'm talking about, we need a guy that's 5 to 10 yards, right? Devontae Adams, all right in that range, but we almost need like a speedster that just has that lower body strength, like a Deebo Samuel, and this guy can do like screens and a running back. So like he's very versatile, and I just feel like I would love a tall wide receiver in the mix with us, but I almost feel like we need a speedster, Deebo Samuel style like wide receiver. And I think Trey Tucker has some of those qualities, but I think we need to add 2. You know what I mean? Create some more competition.
Yeah, I just had an old man moment.
What's the old man moment?
I want my traditional set. I want my I set, 1 tight end.
Oh, you're not getting that. You're not getting that with Kliff.
No, I know. I'm not getting none of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not. That's why I'm surprised you were so excited.
I have a fullback. No, well, because I understand I'm old and the game has passed me by from that. No, I get it. Real talk. Again, I'm that old coach that's yelling at y'all. How did I get it? Like, bro, what is this dude talking about?
Yeah,
like but I understand. You know what I mean? I get what's going on. You know what I mean? I always have. I mean, I hate what they're doing to defense. But on that same token, I do like the fact that offense has to get a little bit more creative, right? Due to the fact that defense is no longer being capable of doing things that now make you have to look at how routes can be run. Right.
Well, and like, do you
the
think
chat? The chat saying you want the spider 2 wide banana every play, man. You want that?
Hey, Gruden didn't run enough of that,
wing
bro.
T,
That
wing T.
Yeah, that was Gruden's thing. I ain't gonna lie, Gruden made what Alec Ingo nice though. He used him pretty well. I gotta say.
He should have done more of it. I thought Gruden was going to do more of that, but because dude, there was times where if we would have ran that play, we probably would have got some touchdowns where we were struggling at times. I'm like, run the spider Y2 banana kind of deal. But yeah, do you guys think we get rid of our fullback, and then do you guys think Jacobs is still going to be a
our
fit?
fullback's going to be long gone,
all the way gone?
Yeah, because he was a true like old school fullback. Like there's probably only like 3 of them left in the NFL. Like I know the Ravens used to have. I don't even know if they still have him. The one guy, and then I think 49ers used to have, but I don't even think the 49ers got theirs anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
well, I will say this. About our offensive line. Anyways, they did a lot better with Zeus than they did with Jacobs this year, which was odd for me to see. I don't know if anybody paid attention to that. I mean, we know why initially, and that's obviously because he wasn't even in playing shape. You know what I mean? Until late. But still, even still, you notice that whether it's due to the fact that Jacobs likes those kind of misdirections, slow developing plays, or it's the fact that Zeus just like straight off the edge zone hits. I just felt like, I don't know, there's a difference of styles there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I think for me the problem was mainly our offensive line. If you look at how many guys were hitting Jacobs before he even got to the line,
slow developing. That's what I'm referring to.
But a lot of that was my main critique and my frustration was the offensive line coach. We went from a power scheme, meaning the offensive lineman last year when Jacobs was like the leading rusher, we were doing a lot more man-to-man blocking on the offensive line, and then they switched to a zone style blocking system for the offensive line, and that's where our offensive line struggled. Yeah, some of these guys are probably a little better at zone as opposed to doing man blocking, and I know why they were trying to do that, probably to set up the pass and things like that, but it definitely affected the production of Jacobs, and that's why a lot of those plays with Jacobs this last year versus the year before when he was the rushing leader, when the year he's the rushing leader, we did a lot more I formation with the fullback.
Yeah, a lot more hitting quick. Exactly. No, absolutely. Yeah. And that was the thing but I have to say it because, right, you gotta, make sure that we hold people accountable, if you will, because.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm a huge Jacobs fan, and I was disappointed.
Me too. Right, y'all?
No, I was. Yeah.
Hey, listen, there's nobody more critical. Y'all know I'm a running back. Hey, I thought this kid had the ability to be the best to ever touch the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard it from me. So, and you've heard that from me in the past. And that's ship is obviously sailed, but that doesn't mean he can't still be great. And again, I'm just saying I don't know, it's the styles are a little bit different based on, Cartman, like you said, hardcore. I think it's really that shift in, that mentality of zone versus the different blocking style.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Well, to me personally, I think that it's hard to say because I truly think that Jacobs is better at running in zone just because he's more of an instinctual vision guy. He's more of a vision guy. So like he can find the holes and when to cut back and stuff like that. But it's like you got to have the right lineman for that, man. And it's just like I feel like half of our linemen are like power guys, half for zone. Like when you look at, like someone like Luminar, he's power all day. I would say who was our right guard is whatever. But then Andre James, he's a straight zone guy. I would say I don't know. What you guys think? I think Parham's more of a zone guy.
Yes,
actually, and then Colton's a zone guy.
Yeah,
so
definitely Colton's definitely a zone.
So yeah, I mean, so I guess we are more suited for We are more suited for the zone.
Well, with the spread offense, you think we're going to probably run more zone blocking as
You
opposed
almost got to. You almost have to, don't you?
I think it suits our running backs, meaning more zone and hit quick as opposed to counters and being cute, and pulling guys. And we just didn't have that.
But the thing is, the basis of what the air raid offense is, though, it's like you're leaving them linemen on an island a lot. Like, like them dudes are, you're not gonna get no chip blocks, and like you're gonna have to be able to block who's in front of you. You gotta hold your own, man.
Believe it or not, I think Colton Miller is gonna struggle there.
Okay. Man, so for the running back game, like I did like how Zeus stepped in, like you were saying, but I almost feel like for this scheme, it's almost like, as much as I love Jacobs, it's gonna hurt me a lot. I mean, are we going to need to get like a Jahmyr Gibbs style running back that like more?
You swearing at me now, because that kid right there, he is
someone that's more versatile. Because like to me, like Zeus is not. Man, Zeus reminds me, and I always say it. Zeus reminds me of Justin Fargas, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just like, but it's limited though. You know what I'm saying?
Michael Bush. He reminds me of Michael Bush. Power.
Who Zeus? Yeah, but he's fat. He got like Justin Fargas speed though.
I don't think he's that fast. I mean, maybe you're right, but I don't think he's that fast. But I just think he's kind of big. He's almost like, like he ain't got I think he's like 220 or something. He's a nice size. Stack. Yeah. Like a one cut, downhill runner kind of thing. That's why.
Yeah. And I agree with that. That's it. He don't want nothing cute.
Yeah.
Hit it and go.
Yeah. Which might be, I mean, it might be good with the, with what we're running.
Right.
Again, I just got to do more research on the offense. This is like I watch it. I like the philosophy of it, because I love the tempo. Because I always think offenses run better with tempo. I mean, I think we've done, like, I think, as critical as I was of Derek Carr, I used to think Derek Carr played so much better when he was tempo, no huddle, like, honestly, like I wish we did more of that with him, to be honest. So, that's going to be good because, putting the defense, don't give the defense a chance to make all their substitutions and, strain them all game, strain them as much as you can. Like, that's the name of the game. And that's why I like that, the air raid, because it's literally going to strain them. They got to win those one-on-one matchups. And the thing is, if you're one-on-one with Devontae, how much are you going to win against Devontae? You know what I'm saying? So it's like
not much at all.
Yeah. So I know we did kind of talk about, of course, Kliff. Kliff is the main guy. But it's official that Patrick Graham came back. I think that's huge. Because I think that continuity on defense is big. Because as I always keep saying, I think that's the reason why we're seeing the Malcolm Kuntz stepping up. That's Trayvon Moore stepping up. Even what's my guy? Amik was stepping up, at times, I think that continuity is big, but then also, Marvin Lewis coming in kind of as a assistant head coach, I'm sure he's going to spend most of the time on defense. I mean, people don't realize how good of a defensive mind Marvin Lewis is. I think people forget. Like,
they do. It's easy to forget when all it takes is 3 to 6 months to be out.
Yeah, and it's like you've forgotten, like,
gone.
I mean, we're all of age, man. And again, if you ask me the best defense that you've seen since you've been living, to me, it's that Ravens D with Ray and them. That's mine. I mean, if that's not number one, they got to be in the top 3.
That 85 Bears team was nuts.
Yeah, that was cold too, but I was 3.
I know. And see, that's the difference, because when we were playing video games back then, everybody would be like, "That's cheating."
Yeah,
and anybody in here knows what I'm talking about. Like, nobody could play with the Bears, bro. It was cheating. It was cheating. Singletary in the middle. Oh, it was nasty. It was nasty. It was nasty.
Yeah,
so,
no, I mean,
remember that.
Okay, but even then though, it's like, that Ray Lewis defense was something crazy. That was something crazy. Like I was just saying, for me, for what I actually watched, like I would probably say the best.
No, I was just gonna say Dwayne Starks. He's a cornerback.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So
that's family right there. He's from Overtown, North Miami.
Yeah.
That's straight up family. In fact, that's where I got a lot. I got a lot of hookups from him, even more so than guys I actually freaking played with that were in the league. Real talk.
Yeah.
And that team was crazy. You talking about Eric, bro? That team was nuts.
That's what I'm saying. And for Marvin was like the architect of that and had them boys going. Yes. And I really think people were just underestimate him as a defensive mind, because honestly, if we have another great defense this year, right, Patrick Graham's going to be a head coach somewhere. So
it just depends on where. See, I don't know. I think he's gone, but I think he's a cerebral brother. He's not going to just take
anything
because they're giving him the head coach job. You feel me? He's not gonna do that. I honestly think he actually had a shot and probably turned it down at that Seattle gig.
You think so? I don't know.
I mean, what's out there? What's in Seattle? What does he have compared to Vegas? See, it's a little different for me too, because I know exactly where that brother is coming from. I know everything about his upbringing, the whole nine, from being a Waterbury, Connecticut kid, going to Yale and I'm just telling you, I mean, it got to make sense to him. Exactly, it got to make sense. It got to make sense. What I'm trying to tell you is, I don't know if Seattle makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got it. So I mean, that's always something to think about. And then you guys know me. You know I had to bring it up, man.
That's my guy.
Talk about my boy. The potential of Hue Jackson, man. So I'm hype about this news, man. So what are your thoughts about this? And it's crazy to me, just on social media, how many people are like against this, and I just don't understand.
I think I should go first on this, Chris.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, because you say something crazy, me and Hardcore gonna get you, man. I'm just telling you right now.
You already know that's the beauty of this, because I'm not going to get got here because I have nothing crazy to say. My thing is crazy to the fans that think this is crazy. That's what I have to say. And I'm gonna keep blasting my guy, and I can't wait to see him, because that's the beauty of what we do, right?
Yeah.
Being the Raiders Syndicate, we do nothing but network with the best, and I consider Q as being one of the best.
Yeah.
But I got to check that brother on why he was doing our guy like that. And I'm going to keep bringing this up, and I'm going to publicly bring it up because it makes sense for us. I mean, we are all one at the end of the game. And, if you got slighted on the interview, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Let that be what it is. But we're not going to cause our team to lose what could potentially get them not only the help they need, but over the top and the hump of what's necessary, because you and your feelings. That's how I feel about it. And I don't want anybody making comments on Hue based on that. Judge him on his resume. Don't judge him on no nonsense. What you heard from 20 years ago. Judge him on his resume and what he's done and how that's came to fruition, etc. So I mean, and everybody knows I love Q. Again, like I say, part of this is I'm hoping I'm helping getting him some love, right? Yeah. I want people to go see his channel for this.
Yeah, like for me though, and I know Hardcore, I know he's passionate about this too. Like for me, the biggest thing is you keep hearing about this Carson Palmer thing. Whenever they talk about Hue Jackson, they're talking about Carson Palmer. To me, if you really break it down, and if you really remember that time, the Carson Palmer trade wasn't as crazy as what people try to make it sound like, because everyone says it was for 2 first-round picks. No, it wasn't. It was conditional. So therefore, we only gave up a first and a second for Carson, and people are thinking, okay, that's a lot for a guy that was sitting on the couch, whatever. Okay, that may be true, but that only really matters if the guy's truly washed up. If you look at what Carson Palmer did for the remainder of his career, I mean, once he left us, he went to Arizona and started balling. He started balling. He had his best career year in Arizona. He was second place in MVP in Arizona. I think he was in Arizona for 5 years, and he had a record of 38, 21, and 1. So, like, if you're telling me if Hue Jackson could have had the chance to have a whole offseason and get him reacclimated, because Palmer had some of his best years with Hue Jackson in Cincinnati. So, you're telling me that. So Palmer showed he had at least 7 more years left in the league that he could have played. If we could have had a guy that played at a high level for 7 years, that's not worth a first and second round draft pick. Honestly, I mean, I would give up a first and second round draft pick for a guy that's going to start for me for the next 7 years at quarterback.
Makes all the sense in the world.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't want to bring that part up. It's like they overlook it. They go by certain narratives. And the thing is, he could have just said, we're just going to pack it up this season, because that was the most emotional season the Raiders have ever had. Their owner dies 1 week. The very next week, your starting quarterback gets hurt for the season. The very next week, the MVP leading running back is injured for the season. Those 3 things right there would kill any team. I don't care who you are.
Hey, and hey, we're not going to just lightly go over the fact that the owner died, because this ain't just your average owner, ladies.
Exactly.
This is Al Davis. This is the reason the NFL exists. Owner died. So let's keep it 100 when it comes to that.
Right.
Got to bring that up. Got to bring that up.
No, for sure. So I don't know, man. It's just when I hear certain things, man, it's like there's context to everything, and they don't want to hear it. You know, they just go by certain things. Even the whole Browns thing, there's a lot of context to go with that. You know, but I could be here all day, you know, talking about, you know, because usually, and people always wonder why that coaches want to bring their own guys in. Hue Jackson is basically a reason. He's an example of why guys do that, because he wanted to get the best big names around as his coordinators. But those guys in the back of their mind really wanted to be the head guy in Cleveland. So they were sabotaging him. And that's why the owner got tired of him and the offensive coordinator and got rid of them both at the same time, because they were just, you know, going at it too much. But people they don't remember that stuff. So, and it don't fit the narrative of Mr. 0-16. He sucks. Let's get him out the league. So, but look, I can go on this all day. So I'm going to stop. Go ahead, Hardcore. What's your thoughts, buddy?
Oh, yeah, I got a lot to say about this. Real quick, I want to say what's up to a few people. Hey, salute to your chat, everybody in your chat, my chat, Rebel Raider Otis, at David, Gabriel. I don't want to forget anybody. James Furpo said Raiders. Well, what up, everybody? Hope
all of them.
Good Friday night. So, all right. So we talked a lot. You guys said a lot of great points, you know, but I do want to highlight a couple things that I've thought about for years. Now, I'll start with first by saying, over the last 20, 25 years, there's only been 2 coaches for the Raiders that I've really liked. You know, I know some people like Jack Del Rio. I was okay with Jack, but he just, like, you know, I'll just leave it at that. But the 2 coaches that I liked was Hue Jackson and John Gruden. Okay.
Yeah.
If you look, even before, you know, the Raider way and Antonio Pierce, I've always felt this way. You got to be a different breed of coach to coach the silver and black. You got to be tough. You're going to get calls that go the other way. I mean, you're the most hated team in the NFL. So, like, I really think it takes a special coach to be the leader of this organization. Okay. And when Hue Jackson, you know, became our coach, not only was this guy, people forget how great of an offensive minded guy he was. What was our offense? It was like 31st. And then when he became our offensive
31st and became 6th.
Yeah.
He with from 31st to 6th in 1 year.
Yeah. With Carson Palmer, a couch quarterback, right? So
no. That was even before Carson got there. He did that the first year as the offensive coordinator. He did that.
But when Hue Jackson came aboard, you know, and there's some stuff I want to talk about as the season ended, but, you know, when he came on board, you got to think, man, Al Davis died, man. You know what I mean? And, like, he was doing everything he could to try to win a championship for the Raiders. Like, you know, when he's holding back tears, Like it's not because he's a sissy. It's because he loves this team this much. Al Davis meant this much to him, and he wanted to do everything he could to bring us a championship. He wore his heart on his sleeve. And at the end of the season, when he got interviewed, I remember it like yesterday because a lot of Raider Nation, in my opinion, just my opinion, I think they misunderstood what Hue Jackson was trying to say. My opinion, when Hue Jackson got asked, what are you going to do about the Raiders? And he's like, essentially Hue Jackson said, I'm going to
fix the defense.
He said, I'm going to do a lot more.
Okay? Yeah.
And everybody thought that meant a lot more general manager duties and the Carson Palmer trade and all this other stuff. But you're right. He was going to do a lot more from not just because he focused so much on the offense. He kind of let the defense do your thing. And he realized at the end of the year, it was the defense that we lost a lot of games because they weren't holding up his end and that he was responsible. So he took accountability for it without calling the defensive coach out and the whole defense. And he said, I'm going to have a bigger role in what I need to do for what's best for the Raiders, essentially. Meaning he knew he needed to have a bigger role on making sure the defense had their shit together. And they did it. The defense lost us a chance to make the playoffs. So
that Detroit game,
people think that he wanted to be the head GM and the next Al Davis and make all these trades. No, dude, he was trying to win a freaking championship for us. So first of all, he gets and he should have got canceled from this team, man. We could have won a championship with Hue Jackson. Even dude, Carson Palmer and that whole thing. There's also another side to that story, but I'm going to leave that out of the mix. Look, I'm happy this offseason. Here's kind of some of the last stuff I'll say. I'm happy this offseason. I was not happy at all last offseason. I got a lot of hate because
you was fired up.
the McDaniels train and the McClown train. What did Antonio Pierce say? What did he say when he got interviewed as a head coach and that we should all know in the Raider Nation? He wants guys that want to be Raiders, that know what it means to be a Raider and the Raider way. Who the F embodies that more than a damn Hue Jackson? Do you guys realize this dude came on here and said that he would sweep our floors to get a championship? And I know maybe not physically. We don't need a janitor. We need Hue Jackson to help this offense to get rolling because this guy wants to win a championship with us.
Let's go, hardcore.
All day.
Man. This Raiders team, man, Mark Davis, they got to do the right thing. Bring Hue Jackson back.
Let's go. Let's go.
I love it.
Yeah. That's a fact, man. That's a fact.
That's a clip.
Yeah. That's a fact. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. It just bothers me, man. It's just like our own fan base. And again, it's like we pick and choose when we're once a Raider, always a Raider. Like I don't know, man. It's just our fan base drives me nuts on certain things. So one thing I did want to talk about, I know me and you, hardcore, we kind of talk behind the scenes about, so I kind of want to go back to like the offensive side of the ball. And, I know another thing that bugs me, and I know it bugs you and probably you too, Turf, talking about quarterbacks. Cause of course we need a quarterback. That's a big thing. And, there's a lot of different directions. Like before we hired Kliff, it was all about, what quarterback are we going to get? What kind of system are we going to run and things like that. But, hardcore brought up a good point, because whenever I'm debating with people, when we're talking about quarterbacks, I feel like they only categorize them in two ways, whether it's like a pocket passer or a running quarterback. But like there's really a lot of different types of quarterbacks. I mean, you almost gotta categorize them into like four. There's a pure pocket passer. Then you got like a pocket passer that can move. Then you got like a mobile quarterback, and then you got like a pure running quarterback. So and I think we as fans got to understand that it's not just black and white as far as like, oh, just because this guy's fast, he's a running quarterback, or just because this guy's slow, he's a pocket passer. That's just not it. But hardcore, I know you really want to talk about this. Kind of tap into that for me.
All right, so I've been thinking about this for a couple years, but like I think it's really hit headway right now. All right, so the three-headed monster, right? Coach, scheme, quarterback. Let's be real. Does Aiden O'Connell, first of all, does Aiden O'Connell fit a scheme like Kliff Kingsbury is going to want to run? Probably not. No. You know what I mean? So he's the odd man out. You know, you can't do the square peg round hole thing. So, all right. Aiden O'Connell's probably most definitely more of a pocket passer, right? But like I feel like us as an entire National Football League fan base, and definitely the Raider Nation, I feel like we always put quarterbacks, like you were saying, into two categories. Either they're mobile or they're pocket passer. But let's think how the game has evolved. You know, we have so many different skill sets now of quarterbacks. I think it's disingenuous for us as fans, let alone me as a Raider fan, to try to categorize these quarterbacks into one or two different categories. I personally think it should be 4. It's at least 3, but probably 4, which is like kind of like what you went over. But running quarterback, mobile quarterback, scrambler quarterback, pocket quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, if we had a better, say, vocabulary of what we're looking for, then it's like, okay, who fits in the running back scheme quarterback realm, right? A Lamar Jackson, a Justin Fields. Those are quarterbacks that kind of run probably 800 plus yards a year. And now, if you have a quarterback that's going to run 800 or 1,000 yards per year, now they might be able to throw the ball, but that's like having a running back, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's like an extra running back. Let's be real. That's like almost the same yards that some running backs get. So to have a running style quarterback, to me, is different than having a mobile quarterback, right? And then a mobile quarterback's obviously different than a pocket passer, but even a scrambler quarterback, you know, I would look at as almost like a pocket passer, but they can still scramble and get a few yards here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the mobile quarterback is kind of the best of all worlds. But see, so there's like 4 different styles of quarterback, but we're almost putting everybody, if they're not a pocket passer, into a mobile style quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, you know? So for me, it's like, I would like all of us to have a better vocabulary and have certain parameters I was kind of thinking of for like, maybe if you're a quarterback that runs, you know, 800 plus yards, you're a running style quarterback. If you're a quarterback that runs 350 to 800 yards, then maybe you're a mobile quarterback, you know, but that was just an idea I had. But the point is this, like, now that we know the first thing is taken care of, which is the offensive coordinator, right? So what's next? It's going to be obviously the scheme and the quarterback. So what quarterback's going to fit this scheme of what they're going to run, right? And so for me, I look at it and it's like, we need either a mobile or probably a scrambler quarterback, or maybe it's a mobile or a running style quarterback for what this, you know, offensive coordinator is going to want to call, you know? And so if I look at it like that, that's going to narrow down my choices personally. Like there's probably 5 quarterbacks I like in this draft, you know, as of right now, subject to change. But, you know, I'm going to probably narrow it down to like 2 quarterbacks out of this draft that fits this scheme. And that's going to be a Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams. Anybody other than that, I don't know if they fit the scheme. You know, they might be able to work out, but do they fit the scheme?
Right.
Does a Justin Fields fit? You know, like I was thinking Kirk Cousins might be a good fit, but not with this scheme. You know? I mean, so, you know, we're going to probably go Justin Fields or maybe the, draft with Jaden, try to get a Jalen Daniels or, Caleb Williams. So, you know, I look at it like that. They got a tall order ahead of them because they got to get the quarterback shit right.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think, Turf?
It's tough because I think Kingsbury can find a way for any quarterback to fit. I know, call me crazy.
Even a Aiden?
I think so. I see, and that's where I put the challenge to the offensive coordinator to be prepared and ready for any adjustments necessary, because that's the reality of what you're going to see when it comes to these running quarterbacks, regardless of if they're not run first. We just witnessed what happened to Lamar Jackson. Don't be confused and think that this had nothing to do with the defensive scheme. I think a lot of people will get caught up in, just the athleticism of people, et cetera, and don't realize that there's absolutely a way to scheme against your superpowers and put you in place. That's what happened to Lamar Jackson. It wasn't no magic. It wasn't he had a bad day, his stomach hurt. No, the scheme of the defense caused him to be in the pocket and make bad decisions, period. And you can do that against any quarterback that thinks to run first.
See, but you got to have the right personnel on defense to be able to do that too, though. Every defense can't do that. Yeah.
No, of course not. Oh, no, only the ones that are ready for you, which is why it doesn't matter if that's what you're leading with.
Yeah,
I love what Peggy wrote. man, shout out to Peggy. I wish I could just pull that up, link it.
With the mobile,
so right. And nobody's saying we don't want a mobile / running. No, that's not what we're saying. We're just trying to get y'all, the younger folks, to understand just because you get a mobile quarterback doesn't mean you won the fight. And in fact, the statistics will tell you you're not going to win the fight at all because one has never won it yet.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to this, man. And again, when it comes to that running quarterback, nobody wants Daniels more than I do. But I can also be the first to admit that if he doesn't learn how to hone in on his troubled areas,
he could throw though. But he can throw. But that's another thing.
Your instincts. What do your instincts tell you to do?
I hate the narrative that, like, if you're a good runner, you can't throw. I hate that.
I agree, bro. It has nothing to do with that, because what it has to do with is the instincts when the time comes. And that's what I'm trying to say. Look at what happened to our guy.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted the Chiefs to win that game, man. Everybody was rooting for Lamar Jackson. Yeah. And they ran the ball 13 times.
Yeah.
Which obviously that was the poorest game plan you could ever imagine. It doesn't matter what you were thinking.
As athletic as Lamar is, he was sitting in the pocket, dude. He could have. There's so many times he could have ran, dude, and got some yardage.
And he did.
In the middle of the field, dude, 5 to 10 yards, man. If they would have had a speedy wide receiver or been calling some plays, dude, that middle of the field, about 5 yards out, bro, was almost always open because
I 100% blame the coordinator.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, because it was like they were trying to contain them and make them stay within the pocket, but I really think, I mean, they just made him uncomfortable. Really, they made him uncomfortable, and he was just
made him stay in the pocket.
Yeah, and he was frustrated, about to slam the ball and all that, like,
So always on both ends of the hashes, somebody way past him. He knew there's no going forward and then having a move back.
Yeah.
That is a problem for a running quarterback because they're used to seeing everything in front of them.
Yeah.
Can we highlight something Thrash said, or can I read it here real quick?
Yeah. Which one? Let me see.
He said, can a pocket style QB that can move do good in an air raid? Seems like with so much passes, it could still work. So I want to say something on this. So essentially, we're going to compare. This is why I want better vocabulary. So when we're talking about this, pocket passer, scrambler quarterback, mobile quarterback, running quarterback. Those are my 4 categories. You might be able to say you could put them in 3, but I just feel like we got to at least separate it, because if I'm talking about tomatoes and you're talking about, potatoes, I say tomatoes, you say tomatoes, that's cool. But if I'm talking about tomatoes, you're talking about potatoes, we're not even talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the problem is with an air raid offense, this is just my opinion, okay? You're going to need time to throw the ball. And if you're not an athletic quarterback to roll out to do, this is what made Russell Wilson so great, is he used his legs. He could roll out, not just being a mobile quarterback, but you roll out
to buy time.
Yeah, you buy, exactly. That's what I was going to get. You got to buy that time, because even with a great offensive line, you're about at least almost 1 second short from having the time you need to throw that deep ball, because you got to give your guys time to get that speed down the field to separate the defense and stuff. So if you look at it like that, even with a super stud offense, I'm not sure that a pocket passer style QB is going to work. Even a scrambler style QB, I don't know that could work. Possibly a scrambler, but it's almost like you got to have a mobile or a running style quarterback if you want it to work. This is why I said the 3-headed monster, because it's like a spider web, man. It's all interconnected, and you got to get them all right. But what do you want to say, bro?
No, I mean, I agree. Because I just think that, like I said, when you look at just the system as a whole, you're putting a lot of pressure on those linemen, because again, you don't have a fullback, and you really don't have, you're not having because a lot of times the
or any kind of
like the running the running back is going out in the flats himself, or doing an angle route or something. So like literally like those 5 linemen are kind of on their own. So and the thing is the quarterback needs to be able to feel the pressure and
nowhere to go.
Yeah, because and there's always like a good thing about the offense. There's always like a quick out, that you can. It's a quick read, if the pressure does get there. But think of someone like Kyler, as fast and elusive as he is, he be running for his life. So like I couldn't see a Aiden O'Connell. It's not like he couldn't do it. Well, I mean he can't do it, but I'm just saying it's like. I just don't see how a quarterback that can't move could be successful in that. It just I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, see, and that's where if Kingsbury comes in with the attitude that I need a moving quarterback, it is gonna fail. But my thought process is any great coordinator finds a way for it to work with what he has.
Well, and I think Aiden O'Connell can still start in the NFL possibly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I just don't think he fits
2 more years.
Yeah.
I just don't think he fits the scheme, man. And then it brings me back to last year's draft when I said I wouldn't forget. They should have drafted my guy Hendon Hooker. We wouldn't even have this problem right now. We got plan A, plan B. Hendon Hooker, I'm telling you, man.
I forgot that's your guy, man. You're gonna die on that hill, aren't you?
He had an injury.
Man.
Hey, hardcore is gonna die. Like the way I had to die on the Darren Waller hill. Yeah. Hardcore is gonna die on that Hendon Hooker hill, man. He loves Hendon Hooker.
That's what you wanted, huh? Oh wow, I actually wasn't upset if that were to be the case, but I was just nervous about the injury because
he'll be the second best quarterback out of this draft, bro. Mark my words, or hold me to it. But yeah. He'll be the second.
Where's he even at right now?
Lions, but they got Jared Goff, and he's only under contract for 1 more year. Right. So you know what I mean? If they give Jared Goff an extension, which they probably should, he played pretty well. There's really no reason for him to have Hendon Hooker.
I think let me ask you this. So
the Raiders should trade for the Lions for Hendon Hooker because he fits our scheme, dude. I'm telling you, Hendon Hooker would fit this scheme perfectly.
He's not a runner.
No, he is, bro. He can run the ball. They ran the ball a lot. Pull it up, Chris.
I understand what you're saying, but you're talking to the kid from Tennessee, the Volunteers,
right?
He's not a running quarterback.
What? He's a mobile quarterback. He ran the ball.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm about to say he's mobile. He can move.
He's not Daniels. Daniels is a running quarterback.
No, but he can scramble, man. I'm telling you, that guy he would fit this team.
I wasn't against him. In fact, I remember having the conversations of him being on the team, and I wasn't against it at all in any way, shape, or form. But to
think who we got 2 spots behind the Lions, bro. Who did we draft 2 spots behind the Lions when Hendon Hooker got drafted? Byron fucking Young. You guys remember that super stud Byron Young in the 3rd round? That guy's an all-star, man. So they could have traded up 3 spots, dude, ahead of the Lions. We would have got my guy Hendon Hooker, man.
Man, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You on your own with the Hendon Hooker. I don't hate Hendon Hooker.
I don't hate him at all.
Yeah, I don't hate him. I just but you wouldn't be mad at going to war with him as being our starting quarterback next year, wouldn't? Is that like how strongly you are about him?
I wouldn't be mad if we got Hendon Hooker and drafted somebody in the 1st round for quarterback, if it's the right scheme. I just feel like since we're going the air raid offense scheme,
he fits it,
right? Whoever the starter is, the backup has to be something similar. We're going from a scheme that should be schemed for a running / mobile style quarterback, right? To a scheme that does not fit a pocket passer. There's no Aiden. There's no way we keep Aiden. There's no way we keep Aiden. So at that point, it's a waste of a draft pick. It's a waste of a roster spot. It's a waste of money. If you could swap, say Aiden O'Connell for Hendon Hooker and a 4th round pick, you should do it. They could use the draft pick. We could use Hendon Hooker as a backup. possibly starter.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
I think he could be a franchise quarterback. So you could do a Justin Fields, Hendon Hooker. You could do. I don't care.
That's a lot for an unproven dude, though. He's done nothing in the NFL.
You say that's a lot, though?
Yeah, I mean, why are we making all these moves for a guy that hasn't done anything?
I said you think a 4th round draft pick's high?
But you said and Aiden, though.
From what I'm hearing, though, is we can freaking get Fields for a 3rd rounder.
Yeah, but why not have plan A?
I take Fields over Hooker every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
I'm not against getting Fields, but what's your plan B? I don't see Aiden O'Connell. Just my opinion, bro.
No. Aiden O'Connell is not the guy. He's not.
Yeah, we're already. Besides Randy, Randy's the only one that's rocking with O'Connell.
I'm with Randy, but you know what I mean. Damn.
Now, if it's a different OC with a different scheme. Then maybe do a Kirk Cousins and Aiden O'Connell.
And O'Connell. Yeah.
I'm just saying, this doesn't.
No, I agree.
I just think we got to explore other options. So we have a plan A, plan B.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, it's obvious. I mean, I think it's obvious they're going to do that because you got to have a backup quarterback that is similar to your starter. And honestly, like I've always said that because I never understood how you have a Mahomes and then you had like Chad Henne backing them up. You know what I'm saying? That was just so strange. So
hey, I see all these folks these chatty patties up in. Hey, Randy, here I come, Randy. I'm coming for us. This is for us, Randy. God damn it. Don't y'all realize how dysfunctional we have been? You're asking a rookie dude to come in. Thanks, coach. This is my coach with McDaniels dealing with that dumb who knows what. And then right immediately in the middle, okay, I got a new one. A whole coach at that. This dude might stat. There's so much going on for this rookie dude from Purdue that's this bright and this smart. How do you guys chastise this kid that has been tortured?
See, but I don't hate Aiden, though. I don't hate Aiden.
The numbers he put up, in my opinion, he deserves a shot to at least keep 5.
In the air raid, though, he deserves that.
In the under raid, it don't matter what raid it is. He deserves his chance. He deserves his chance, man. I mean, the guy played in the most tumultuous, god dang.
All right, turf. I feel you, but hold on. Listen. Okay, so if you're a defensive coordinator and you're getting your team ready to go against Aiden O'Connell in the air raid offense,
yes,
are you going to even respect if he tries to do an RPO?
I mean,
or any kind of option like. You know he's going to be limited in that scheme. That's the only thing I'm saying in that scheme.
I agree, but he's got to find a way to make it work if that's what we've decided to go with. He deserves the chance. I'm not saying that he deserves the chance to start game 1. All I'm saying is when training camp starts, he deserves his shot. You don't just take the kid out without literally giving him a shot. For all we know, he may have the timing down to now where his legs are irrelevant. Because I'm telling you, that is the type of mentality in mind the kid potentially possesses, which is the reason why I feel bad, like a lot of other quarterbacks that get ruined as rookies coming in and not actually being able to get acclimated to the situation, let alone deal with dysfunction.
See, no, I feel you.
He just get acclimated, let alone the dysfunction.
No, I feel you. All I'm saying is if we were in a more of a standard type offense, I would be all for that.
I agree.
You know, and like OJ Raider said, so he's basically saying, he says, seriously, come on now, Chris. AOC is not limited, for crying out. Now, come on now. Even Randy would say, I mean, he has limitations in his game. Yeah, like come on, man. Like, and I get what he's saying, because he's basically saying that, you know, just because it's the air raid offense, it doesn't mean you have to be super fast. But my thing is, I kind of think you have to be able to move, man. Like Aiden can't move.
It's called ball placement and accuracy. The kid can throw every He can throw every throw, not only on a rope, on a dime, accurately as well, and it's called placement. And I'm telling you, he just needs a chance to acclimate, but he'll never get that.
I'll tell you his problem. He's too flat-footed. It's not that if Aiden O'Connell's going to be plan B, then two things need to happen. And this is why I'm going to pound in the freaking drum all off season until people get tired of hearing it.
He's not plan B, by the way. He's not plan B.
One, he's got to get, or plan A, whatever. He's got to get his lower body stronger. Like if you look at Peyton Manning, he always did ladder drills. Peyton Manning had quick feet. I'm not even asking him to be mobile. If you're going to be a pocket passer, he's got to evolve.
Have lateral movement. Have lateral movement.
Yes.
Great point.
He's got like cinder blocks in his feet.
You're right.
He's not lying. He's not lying.
The other thing, since if he lacks some of the athletic abilities, let's say, right, his eyes, he cannot stare down wide receivers. We can't.
Yeah, you got to look them safeties off. Right.
Yeah. He's got to look one way, last millisecond, look exactly where he wants to throw the ball. You have to master that. If he can't master that, it will not work out because there's just too much competition with guys with athletic ability that can, I think Aiden O'Connell, like I said, can start. He's got an accurate arm, but if you look at his interceptions, even going back to college, he had like 23 interceptions in college, dude. It was a lot, and I like him. I want him to work out, but with this scheme, I just don't know if I see it because you look at the interceptions he threw in college, you look at some of the deficiencies at times this year, it's kind of the same thing. So, the Tiger has to change his stripes somewhat. I'm not asking him.
No, I agree.
To be a running quarterback or even a mobile quarterback, but he's got to evolve and at least those two skill sets to have a shot. And the air raid offense, we better have a good offensive line because if we don't block for him, then he's not going to be mobile enough to make it happen.
Yeah, I just again, I get what everyone's saying. Like he earned a shot to grow and be developed. I agree. No, but I'm okay. But like, what's better for the kid? If we're thinking about the kid, is to try to develop them in the air raid offense, or trade them to someone like a Detroit, who he can sit behind Jared Goff for a couple years and then eventually, run the same system and eventually get handed that position when it's his time.
O'Connell fits the Lions scheme better than Hendon Hooker, and Hendon Hooker fits our scheme better than Aiden O'Connell.
I hear you guys, but in my opinion, if you have the ability to, it doesn't matter the system. And I think Aiden O'Connell deserves a chance to at least be in whatever system they decide. I'm not saying he deserves to start the first game. Okay. I'm just saying he deserves to at least get a shot because now he's acclimated to the game.
Let me ask you this, brother. Yeah. What did Hue Jackson say about Darren McFadden and essentially the relationship between Hue Jackson, who became the head coach, and Darren McFadden, and how the Raiders got the best out of Darren McFadden?
I actually don't know that.
He went up to him and asked him, "What do you like? What do you like to run? What kind of plays do you like? What fits what you do?" But
that's every year.
So the years that we had all the injuries with Darren McFadden, dude, I was watching the team. I already knew it before Hue Jackson became our coach. We kept running Darren McFadden up the middle all the freaking time, guys. And I know turf toe, part of that's the dirt field and stuff. But McFadden's skill set was bouncing to the outside.
He's faster than everybody, yeah.
Yeah, once Hue Jackson became our coach and they did pitches and stuff, you don't see a lot of those. Once Hue Jackson found out this, like what Darren McFadden wanted to run, adjusted the offense to his skill set. We're talking about scheme now, the scheme to you, the skill sets of your players. Then you got the most out of Darren McFadden. He was the leading rusher that year, and we bounced Darren McFadden on the outside. So you're right. Good offensive coordinator should be able to scheme to the skill sets of your quarterback or whatever, players you have. But I just feel if you're going to do, this is why I said the three-headed monster, why I personally just feel like it's so important. If you want to run an air raid offense with that should have more of a mobile / running style quarterback in that system, and you have a pocket passer, it's like two polar opposites. To me, I don't like it. Like, why would you want you should have just hired Hue Jackson as the freaking offensive coordinator. You could have got a pocket passer, an older style offensive system with a pocket passer style quarterback. And
Aiden would have did good under you. Honestly, that Aiden would have did well under a Hue Jackson offensive.
It's Carson Palmer. It's
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But so to respond to what Randy said, so maybe they asked AOC the same damn thing. But the difference is if your backup is completely different than your starter, it's like you almost have to run completely two different offenses depending on the guy. Like a running back is easier to do that, but for a quarterback, that's tough, man. That's tough.
I don't know. I mean, the knock I guess you can have against AOC is the fact that this offense is tailor-made for him. It was. It's just unfortunate.
Oh, you talking about what it was?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunate that
he didn't get a chance to get a full off season to.
And all I'm trying to say is he showed me he could run that offense in bits and pieces. And the fact of his lack of mobility, as time went on, I saw the little tiny things that everybody else would look at and laugh at me saying, you're an idiot, Grump. But in my opinion, it was small progression to where I just remember it's no different than I'll never forget when I started jiu-jitsu, right? It's no different where you're like, you see it, but you can't do it because you're just not there.
You're not there yet. Yeah, you're not there yet.
It doesn't even matter that you see it.
Yeah.
See, that's where he got at the end of the season. Towards when he had to start, he couldn't even see it. And that's my point with y'all. And it's just a matter of literally fractions of him literally not seeing it with his hands like this and him seeing it with his hand like that. That is a huge difference. And y'all, and all I'm trying to say is give the guy a full functional, not a dysfunctional camp.
No, I agree.
Etc. And you just might have something. No, you don't beat Drew Brees' accuracy record just because you're just some dude that stayed in college. I don't.
I mean, that's college. I mean, but
it's still a stat that's hard to do.
Hey, I mean,
that's going to have a yellow jacket.
I'm a Michigan fan. And we beat up on Aiden, so he didn't impress me in college.
I hear you, but I got a question. The dude's stat that he broke, is he wearing a gold jacket?
No, you're right. I mean, you're right.
Hey, like I said, I like Aiden O'Connell, man. He's like a Honda Civic, man. It's a good car. Be everywhere. Will probably last for like 200,000 miles. Bro.
One question, Randy.
Honda Civic.
Randy, did I do us justice, Randy? I'm trying, bro.
Honda Civic. I love it,
bro. I'm trying, Randy.
But I want that like Porsche, or maybe not even a Porsche. Just give me like a freaking, maybe a BMW or a Mustang or like, you know what I mean? So like,
I'm with you. I tend to try to be devil's advocate, if you will. But I do believe in Aiden.
Hey,
and he does know that. I believe in Aiden.
He can be a starter, dude. I think he could, no matter if it's the Raiders or wherever. But the scheme has to be right, And so for me,
and that's where I am. That's why it's a scheme, man. It's a scheme.
I'm trying to fit the round hole in the square peg, and I agree with that. I just try to make it spicy for us.
Yeah. So you hired a head coach or offensive coordinator, I said 3-headed monster, right?
Yeah. Yes. So Cowtown Luda, he said, so Chris, didn't Michigan prove to you that you don't have to have the best quarterback in the league to win a championship rather than have the best defense? I agree. But again, like the way that Michigan won it was more like old school, like, back in the day when the Ravens won, they had Trent Dilfer, for crying out loud. Or then they had Trent Dilfer when they won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So yeah, but I think nowadays, man, you need a dynamic quarterback, man. I mean, someone that, unless your defense is just ridiculous, but even then,
good topic. Let me ask you guys: do you guys think of Trent Dilfer or who the hell's the other one?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson, yeah.
I already knew where you're going. I'll be having these same conversations.
I fight myself in my head. Can that sound? Like, can those quarterbacks that aren't great quarterbacks, but good quarterbacks, can they still win championships?
I don't think
not in today's day. Not.
I don't think they're good though. I think they're average. I don't think they're good.
So
No, I got the craziest things that I be thinking about, and I know I say it, and probably 5 people are going to leave after I say it, but whatever.
Here we go.
Like, I mean, the game has changed so much.
Yeah,
I truly don't even think. Here we go. I'm about to watch to see how many people go off after this, but I truly don't think Dan Marino would be that good in today's NFL. Let's see. Well, I'm watching.
Mic drop.
I mean, he's cool. But it's like in today's NFL. I mean,
hold on. Let me ask you, because this is something I've thought. Who's the greatest quarterback to never win a championship?
To never win,
or top 3 or something? Yeah. I'm gonna say Dan Marino. He's probably the greatest quarterback to never win a championship.
No, yeah, him and probably like Warren Moon,
Jim Kelly, Warren Moon,
yeah, probably like those guys. Not
yeah.
that. Okay, I had that many people drop off, but I'm waiting for the comments. They're probably about to kill me. Except Turf, I love Turf. Oh man, but no, I mean, again, he's back.
Yeah, no. You lost your mind, bro. Dan Marino would eat this league up right now. Are you kidding me with the league rules and how defense can't touch you?
But
Dan Marino would murder this league right now. Murder it.
Dan Marino was Aiden O'Connell slow.
Defensive ends are so much better now. Defensive ends are so much faster.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I say that.
Dan Marino would get the ball out just as fast as he would need to. Dan Marino.
But you could scheme against that nowadays, though.
I'm sorry. I just don't.
You could scheme against it. Like back in the day, like they weren't doing like zone blitzes where you got defensive tackles backing up and dropping in the zone. Like all them little quick hit. I don't know, man. I mean, Dan is an elite arm. He by far has one of the best arms.
How fast do you think Purdy and Mahomes run the 40?
I think Mahomes is like a 4.8, something like that.
I wouldn't think Purdy is faster. I think he's slower.
How fast does Prancer Mahomes run the 40?
Yeah,
because when he runs, he prances. He don't...
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though. But there's defensive tackles. Like I said, I always go to what's his name, the defensive tackle from Jordan Davis from the Eagles. I mean, I think he runs like a 4.6 or something crazy, or 4.7. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Dan Marino threw that ball everywhere and would get it out in a lickety split. There is no way on God's green earth that Dan Marino wouldn't call.
What would someone like Max Crosby do to Dan? Like, I don't know. Man, I'm sorry, man. Like, if someone like Max is on the prowl, man, and Dan's trying to get away, he's a gazelle.
All right,
I agree, but he wouldn't be able to get to him.
Well,
then the ball would be gone.
Let me ask you guys this. All right, so if we were to use, say, my 4 categories, not saying they're the best and they could be adjusted or whatever. So we got running quarterback, mobile quarterback, scrambler, pocket passer, right? Mm-hmm. Let's kind of pull maybe 3 or 4 quarterbacks, 5 quarterbacks off of the top of our head, and tell me which one you think they are. So let's go Rich Gannon, let's go Steve Young, Dan Marino.
So Gannon, I guess. Gannon is, I wouldn't categorize Gannon as a pocket passer.
He had a little bit of wiggle.
Not a little bit. Gannon was fast, bro.
Nah, Gannon wasn't fast.
He
had a little bit of wiggle. He had a little bit.
Gannon probably ran Gannon ran something crazy, like a 4.5.
Nah. He was a safety before quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Gannon was fast, man.
Actually, you're right. He did run a 4.6. He ran a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm about to say he was fast. I honestly would have thought he ran faster than 4.6. Honestly, I would have said 4.5. Gannon can move.
4.58. 4.6.
Oh, it was 4.58. Yeah, I was about to say Gannon can move, man.
Yeah, that's not
so
too bad.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
Right, so where are you guys putting them in?
Who, Gannon? So what's the category? So you got pocket passer, and then what do you got under that? Mobile,
Scrambler, mobile, running.
I would give him scrambler.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, yeah, because he didn't, even though he had that speed, he was at the end of his career. So I can guarantee you he wasn't running no 4.6 when he played for us.
All right. Just so I understand. So who would you give me an example of a scrambler? Would that be a Mahomes?
I'd put Mahomes more in pocket passer.
Really?
Sorry, mobile. Sorry, I don't know why I said
that. Okay, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I was okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that makes sense.
Then who's a scrambler? Would it be like a Joe Burrow?
Yeah, he's not even a scrambler.
No,
but Joe can move though. Joe's athletic enough.
Brock Purdy, or at least how Brock Purdy played this last game, I'd say he's not I wouldn't put Brock Purdy in a mobile category, but the way he was kind of picking up a few first downs, I felt like he was scrambling.
So who runs, or to you, who runs more? Is it scrambler or the mobile?
Mobile.
Mobile runs more than the scrambler.
So pocket passer, scrambler, mobile, and then running.
Right.
Okay, so yes, okay, so I would put so Gannon, I'll put Gannon as a scrambler. So who was the next person?
Let's say Steve Young.
Who?
He's a runner. He's a runner. He's a runner.
I was thinking mobile or running style.
He's a runner for me. Steve Young was a
runner. Steve,
they feared him. That was part of why he was so good. They feared him running.
I'm putting him mobile. I'm putting him mobile. I'm putting him mobile.
I get it. Yeah, that's a step below. It's a step below. I get it.
I'm putting him up because. All right, go ahead.
Randall Cunningham. Sorry, I'm going to change it up, but because I was trying to think of some quarterbacks.
Early on, runner,
but then he turned into a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, the mobile.
Yeah,
I agree.
How about John Elway?
Pocket pass.
Well, whoa, no, John's big ass could move. John's big ass could move.
He was the slowest fast guy. I'm like, how can't you catch him?
Hey, John's big ass was moving, man.
Running slow, man. I was like,
pigeon toed. I couldn't stand John.
I hated him. Yeah, I hated him so bad.
He was good though.
Scrambler. I don't think he was a mobile. I would put him scrambler.
I don't know, man.
I might have put him as a mobile guy back then, because then not everybody was doing what John.
Sure. Yeah, how about say? Especially consider back then, he was one of the few that could move.
Was like a move.
Yeah, because back then the only guys that could move back then was what? Cunningham. I mean, Steve Young,
Warren Moon, a little bit.
Yep,
Moon.
I don't know. Moon couldn't really.
He was a statue. Yeah, he was more.
Yeah, Moon couldn't really run. Rodney Pete.
Rodney Pete. Yeah, that's a good one.
Rodney Pete, he moved a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and you too, Randy. Me and you too, Randy.
Man, hey, man, see that the Dan Marino comment was so 10 minutes ago, guys. It was so 10 minutes ago.
You are definitely gonna lose the major points.
What's Dan Marino? That's kind of what brought this up. Pocket passer?
Oh, of course.
100%, yeah. 100%. The best to ever do it.
Marino was slow, man.
Bro.
But you know what's interesting? What's interesting also about this conversation, if we did the different categories, right? If you look at like quarterbacks that have won and like an NFL Super Bowl,
most of them are pocket passers. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. No, I agree. Exactly. I agree.
Style and the rest are mobile / scrambler, style or pocket passer, but. So very few mobile, like Russell Wilson, you could probably put in the mobile category or before the last few years.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's shifting to that because I think, like I said, okay. Oh, here we go. Big Ben. Where we putting Big Ben?
That dude.
Pocket. I would put
nah, you can't put him. You can't put him the same thing as Marino.
Nah,
Big Ben was moving, man.
But hey, you guys see how at least if we have different like
titles, I agree. I like that. I like having the extra category.
Then at least we're having the debate. It just like I don't know. I just think
makes it easier.
Yeah, instead of just putting in one or the other because there's a big like subcategories in there.
Correct.
Yep. No, I
like it. I actually like it. Yeah, I think I like the four. I like the four categories.
Well, guys, I'm So I really that's pretty much all I really wanted to go over, man. You know, I appreciate you coming through hardcore. Hopefully hopefully the Shield squad will forgive me, man, because you know I hope, man. You know, the thing is, I don't apologize for it. I'm standing on the Dan Marino comment. I'm standing on it, man.
We got you, bro.
I didn't say he would suck. I'm just saying he'd be all right. He'd be cool.
I think he win a chip in this league. I don't think I think he win a couple of chips.
I got a question, right? So one of our slogans is our greatness is in the future, but I kind of feel like our greatness is now. I mean, you guys think about like all the times I feel like, you know, like kind of think about our past history and stuff. And some of the coaches that were part of the staff, like the Willie Brown, maybe Freddie Blendikoff, you know, when we were like on a run to win another championship. And I feel like the Raiders have really surprised me by making not just hiring AP, but like, you know, we were able to keep Patrick Graham. I mean, I think that dude needs a pay raise, you know, but Patrick Graham bringing on Kliff Kingsbury, I'm kind of secretly excited, like I talked about. I think the future is looking pretty good. I mean, is there another year where, like, you know, there's been times where I was excited for Gruden and stuff, but if you look at even with Gruden, right, he hired a bunch of yes men, right? You look at McDaniels, he hired a bunch of yes men that like weren't guys that were going to challenge him. They were guys that probably weren't exactly qualified for the job, or guys that were just going to agree with everything they said.
Yeah,
this coaching staff has like been like guys that are kind of proven or have skill sets, and like they, you know, you're not going to have to hire guys that are just going to agree with you. You know what I mean?
And most important, each and every individual will be checked at every spot. The checks and balances are in place.
Yeah.
None of this buddy BS. None of this I'm bringing my crony in. You got to earn your keep, homeboy. And if you don't, you go. Not you and the buddy. Nobody can save you. It's not accountability.
Facts. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's what it's about. And again, and one thing I love about AP, and again, that shows his leadership ability and just his confidence in himself. It's like, you know, he don't mind putting smarter people around him, and that's what good leaders do, man. He's not threatened by those guys.
He knows, in fact, he knows he needs them.
He needs them. Yes,
he sees his weaknesses. He knows he needs people to see his blind spots, and he's putting the best people in front of him to do so.
Exactly.
Facts. I agree.
Exactly. Yep. All right, man. Everybody in the chat, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Please forgive me. You know, don't turn off your notifications. Don't unsubscribe. You know, I do know football. I promise. I do know football. I do.
I'm selling my Dan Marino jersey now.
Oh man, before we get off, man, hardcore, man. Tell everybody. In fact, everybody that's you know, subscribe to me, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Hardcore Raider. He's an OG in the game, man. Like I say, he's been doing it since what you say 2018?
Yeah, I think it was like 2017, 2018, something like that. Before
the
virus,
you're OG. But yeah, go ahead, tell everybody where they can find you and all that, man. And definitely you guys go run up his subs, man. Go sub to him.
No, I appreciate it, man. I'm Hardcore Raider. You guys can check me out at on YouTube, Hardcore Raider. Love to chop it up. Passionate. I was pretty pissed off last offseason just because of the coaching staff and some decisions I wasn't exactly happy about. But moving forward, you know, I'm extremely happy. Been a while since I've been this positive, you know, going into an offseason. So hopefully they just get the last two pieces right, which is, you know, quarterback and scheme. And I really think that the future will be bright for all of us, Raider Nation, man. I'm holding positive this year. Last year, I was pretty upset. But this year, we're going to hit it strong, man. Raider Nation all day. There's only one nation. That's Raider Nation. Appreciate you guys.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Yes,
for sure. And D Menace, thank you for he pinned Hardcore Raider stuff in there. So, man, if you guys get a chance, man, go in there and subscribe to my boy. Turf, man, you got the floor, man. Go ahead and tell me what's going on. But man, you know, Randy's crazy. Randy said protect Dan Marino podcast. Y'all crazy. I ain't never gonna live this one down, man.
Oh man. That's awesome.
Oh man. But go all right, Turf, man. Talk your talk, my friend.
Yes, sir. Hey, as always, it's a pleasure. The Raider Syndicate, TRS, is in the building. I appreciate each member. I appreciate the chat. Chat lives matter. Please believe it.
Chat lives matter.
We love y'all, man. We love everybody that comes, kicks it with us, and has a blast. I hope the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, as you can see on YouTube, it's the same on Instagram. There's a slight little difference on X, as known as Twitter. It's the Alt Raider Fan 32 because it's too many characters. But I appreciate everybody, man. I'm actually approaching that 1,000 mark. We definitely about to throw a party, and yeah, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think y'all understand. We are creating a juggernaut, and we have a lot to be proud of in the future. I can assure you of it, and it's shaping up beautifully.
For sure. Well said. Well said. All right, y'all. Well, you guys know me. I appreciate it. Well, one last thing, but I know a lot of people. I'm getting a lot of subs lately, so I appreciate it. But make sure you guys hit the notification bell, because there may be times that I'm switching times and things like I'm trying to hit that sweet spot. So make sure you guys, if you are sub to me, make sure you hit that notification bell. I'm actually on my path to 2,000. I am about 200 away, a little bit less than 200 away, man. So I've been working hard for you guys, trying to get good interviews, and I got some more stuff lined up, man. So I appreciate everything. But as I say, guys, coaches come and go, but we must always protect the shield. I appreciate it, guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming through. See you next week. All right, good night, everybody, man. Love y'all.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot, man.
It's fire, man. I appreciate it, man.